Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of the Women's Fishing Network, brought to you by Goes to 11 Media. I'm your Tuesday host, Amanda Weeb. You can find me on Instagram at Wild Girls Alberta, and we are back. We are at the illustrious Lac La Nunn. Today we are targeting perch, which is a species that I've not gone after a ton, but this lake is absolutely packed with multiple species, including pike, walleye, burbot, whitefish, you name it. So yeah, stick with it. We're gonna head out, set up the tent, and get going, and wet a line. Here we go. As you can see behind me, we've located a weed bed. So as I said, I'm just gonna start probably about 15 or 20 feet out from that and just start drilling holes almost in a straight line, straight out. We're gonna see what kind of depths we're working with. We're gonna see what kind of bottom we're dealing with. And yeah, we're just gonna try and see if we can lock in on some perch. And if not, hopefully catch anything. Any bite is welcome in my tent. So I'm trying out a different auger today. My gas auger is not cooperating. It's kind of down for count right now. So I'm trying out this Rapala 8-inch can crank auger, but with a conversion kit on it, so I can put on an electric drill. And yeah, it actually works really great, which you'll see shortly. Super powerful for a super light setup. What is going on, guys? It is me again. We are packed up and home for the day, and so I thought I would just take some time to kind of reflect on the day and maybe offer some insight and some behind the scenes on the stuff that you don't see in the YouTube videos. Yeah, maybe just highlight some of the frustration and struggle that went into filming today's video. I think it's kind of important to be transparent so you guys who are just kind of starting out with fishing understand that not every day goes perfect. It doesn't always go according to plan. And it just, it's super important to just grind through days like that and move forward and keep trying, and then you have really great successful days too. So to start off, when we got there, my auger was not cooperating quite the way that I had described in the video. Typically it is a really great setup, super lightweight, and with the appropriate drill, it cuts through the ice like butter. It's awesome. Obviously that was not the experience that I was having today. I was actually having quite a bit of difficulty, which, can suck, and I didn't get to drill the amount of holes that I wanted to drill, and we didn't get to move around as much as I had hoped. But you just gotta tough it out and make do with what you can. If it's a busy day on the lake, chances are people are gonna walk off earlier than you, and you can kind of move in and take over their holes, which we were super fortunate to do today. Yeah. Not great conditions. It was super windy today. It was really hard to set the tent up. It wanted to blow away on us. It tried a couple of times, which was super frustrating. Thankfully, I had someone there with me. Makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, just kind of, it was a super weird day. Just nothing was lining up. If it could go wrong, it did. But yeah, I think it just really is a reminder that you just kind of got to push through and persevere, and not every day is going to go the way that you hope, so you just kind of got to keep your chin up and push through, and the next day will hopefully be better. Up next, when we were getting set up for me to film, unfortunately my tripod broke, which makes filming a little more difficult. And I mean, that's not a typical problem. You're not usually out there filming stuff, so it's not super relevant to the fishing part of it. But it kind of just added to the day. Baits and a whole bunch of different tactics with a bunch of different lures to just see what we can get. We're gonna start off with a 5mm tungsten jig. This is in the Wonder Bread pattern. I don't know if it's super relevant. We're gonna find out. And on the end, I've tipped it with a wax worm. I do have a dead stick going right now. And on the dead stick, I've got the micro dinner bell by Frostbite, and I have that tipped with a red maggot. So I'm kind of suspending my bait about 6 inches off the bottom, and I'm just jigging that bait ever so gently. My dead stick, obviously, I'm not jigging. Here we go. And yeah, it's kind of an exploratory mission. If we don't get anything today, what can you do? We're going to stick to targeting perch for probably about an hour or so, and if that doesn't work out, we're going to move and maybe go after some pike and some burbot. Okay, so for my setup today, I'm using a 26-inch Fenwick HMG ultralight rod. It's got, super light action, so you're feeling the really meaty bites, which is good when you're fishing for smaller species. And for a reel, I'm using Rapala Squall. It came off of a combo that I got at the fishing hole, and it's a really nice reel. I like it a lot. And then, not but a few moments later, I broke my GoPro, which was obviously super less than ideal. Oh man. So there's lots of little bait fish down there right now. It's not what we're targeting, but it's a ton of fun. It's pretty neat to watch them try and overpower a lure that's almost bigger than them. And like I said, any bite is a welcome bite, so I'm just going to sit here and watch these little guys have at her for a bit. It's funny. No, I can see my lure moving though. And did you see that bite? Oh. Okay, this is absolutely hilarious. What? This is my smallest catch ever. This is, I assume this is a shiner. Yeah, it is a shiner. So this is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I just caught a shiner. So we're gonna put that little guy back because he's only a tiny little baby. So that's hilarious. Still just getting tons of bites from the little bait fish down there. I'm guessing their mouths are just a little bit small to get around the hook fully, because when I go to set the hook, they take off. But it's just super entertaining to be able to see your jig head down there just kind of flying around with these guys and feeling the tiny little bites. It's really a testament to the action of this rod that even these tiny little, 1-2 inch fish, I'm feeling, a ton of bite on the end of the rod. So I'm just going to take a second to tell you guys about this really neat tool that Lucky Bug Lures makes. It's called the Combo Tool. It's intended for people who like to catch and keep their fish. It kind of does everything. It's a multi-purpose tool. It's a bonker for, humanely and quickly dispatching your catches. It has a fillet knife in it for cleaning your catches. It's got a built-in sharpener. It's got a built-in scoop on the end for scooping the guts out of the fish that you catch. Yeah, all around it's a really cool tool. It's got some pretty great safety features, like for example, it's got the button release that it requires you to use 2 hands to pull the knife out, so you'll never, hopefully, slice yourself with it. Yeah, for myself personally, I'm pretty much primarily catch and release. I don't keep the stuff that I catch. I like to put it back, let it go, let it grow, that kind of ideology. But it's a good thing to have with you, just in case you foul hook a fish in the gills or something like that. You want to be able to humanely dispatch that fish in the quickest way possible. So yeah, it's just an all-around really great tool that you can pick up at luckybuglures.com. While I'm talking about them, huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. and sponsoring future videos. We really appreciate the support. So yeah, go online and check it out, guys. So the bite's proving to be super slow. You know, it's tough when you don't really know much about a lake and you're just trying it out. You can kind of expect to struggle a little bit. So yeah, I just changed up tactics a little bit. I put down a Rapala, you know, slab rock just to make a bunch of noise, and who knows, if we're not generating a perch bite, maybe we can generate a pike bite. So yeah, again, this is a crankbait that has a rattle built inside of it, so when you're jigging really quickly with it, doing quick upward thrusts, it's making a lot of noise, and the hope is when you're making a lot of noise to draw in the fish. So we're gonna see how that works out for us. So we've moved spots into some deeper water. If I had to guess, I guess we're in probably around 20 feet, if not a little deeper. Hope is obviously to generate a bite. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going with the tungsten jigs and maggots. Might switch out to a jigging spoon in a little bit here, but for the time being, we're just gonna tough it out, you know? So another one of our sponsors for today's video and all of our videos is Getting Hooked Lures. So I'm about to tie on this beautiful creation. And I don't know what I'm after, but we're gonna throw it down there, and hopefully, you know, a pike or a walleye or maybe a burbot will swing by and gobble this little creature right up. Sometimes you just have to add a little bit of your own flair. You never know. Might turn up a bite.
No trouble.
Okay, so again, we're not getting any bites, which, you know what, it happens. But we're not giving up, so I'm just going to show you guys quick on this setup here. I've put on this little quick connect. I actually took this off of a bingo bug. Just makes it super easy to keep switching your baits in and out without having to tie a new knot every time. So now I'm going to switch to this little Castmaster spoon. You know, whatever. We're going to literally throw everything with the kitchen sink today, so here's hoping that this guy works out. Okay guys, we're going to wrap it up for the day. It was a struggle, but you know, that's a huge part of fishing. It still just beats a day on the couch. It's nice to get out, be outside and wet a line. So yeah, hopefully you guys, you know, learned something today, and I hope you feel inspired to get out there and do your own thing and catch some fish. We're still looking for more girls, so if you or any of your female friends that like to fish or be outside would be interested in hosting a weekly segment, give Goes to 11 a shout. We'd love to have you. And yeah, that's kind of it for me today. So make sure when you're on the internet today that you go to fishingandoutdoors.ca and pick up some great gear. And yeah, big shout out again to Lucky Buck Lures and Getting Hooked Lures, and we will see you guys next time. You know, it was a super weird day, just nothing was lining up. If it could go wrong, it did. But yeah, I think it just really is a reminder that you just kind of got to push through and persevere, and yeah, not every day is going to go the way that you hope, so you just kind of got to keep your chin up and you know, push through, and the next day will hopefully be better. Ready? Set. Woo!